Starting with 2666 MHz RAM, this was one of the most common DDR4 RAM speeds for older gaming PCs and office computers. If you bought a budget or mid-range PC a few years ago, there's a good chance it came with this speed. Back then, 2666 MHz was considered perfectly normal. Games were less demanding, CPUs had fewer cores, and most people didn't really care about RAM speed that much. As long as the PC worked smoothly, nobody questioned it. This speed was especially common in pre-built systems because it was cheap, stable, and worked on almost every motherboard without issues. For normal tasks like browsing the internet, watching YouTube, schoolwork, or even lighter gaming, 2666 MHz RAM was honestly fine. You could still play games like Minecraft, GTA 5, Fortnite, or Valorant without major problems. But compared to modern RAM speeds, it's definitely slower now. Games today use much more CPU power, and faster RAM helps feed data to the processor quicker. This was especially noticeable on AMD Ryzen CPUs because Ryzen processors benefited a lot from faster memory. If you used only 2666 MHz RAM with Ryzen, you could actually lose some gaming performance compared to someone using 3200 or 3600 MHz RAM. 3200 MHz RAM became one of the most popular DDR4 speeds ever made. Honestly, this was the sweet spot for gaming PCs for years. It gave a really good balance between performance, stability, and price. It was noticeably faster than 2666 MHz, but it also wasn't too expensive, which made it perfect for most gamers. This speed became extremely popular with Ryzen systems because AMD CPUs loved faster RAM. Many people even considered 3200 MHz the minimum recommended speed for a good Ryzen gaming build. Games started feeling smoother, minimum FPS improved, and multitasking became better overall. A lot of people also discovered something important during this time. Their RAM was not automatically running at full speed. You could buy 3200 MHz RAM, install it into your PC, and then realize it was only running at 2133 MHz until you enabled XMP in the BIOS. XMP basically allows your RAM to run at the advertised speed written on the box. This was also around the time RGB RAM exploded in popularity. Suddenly, RAM sticks weren't just boring green PC parts anymore. Companies started adding massive heat sinks and colorful RGB lighting to make gaming PCs look cooler. 3600 MHz RAM, this was the speed people bought when they wanted extra gaming performance without going completely overboard. For Ryzen systems especially, 3600 MHz became incredibly popular because it matched very well with Ryzen's internal architecture. Many PC enthusiasts considered it the perfect DDR4 gaming speed. Compared to 3200 MHz, the improvements were not massive, but they were noticeable in some games. Minimum FPS became smoother, frame pacing improved, and CPU-heavy games could benefit quite a bit. Competitive gamers especially liked faster RAM because smoother gameplay matters a lot in games like CS2, Valorant, or Fortnite. This was also the era where premium RAM kits became really popular. Sticks like the G-Skill Trident Z RGB became iconic in gaming setups because they looked high-end and performed really well. Another reason people bought 3600 MHz RAM was future-proofing. Since DDR4 platforms were going to stay relevant for years, many gamers wanted one of the best DDR4 speeds possible before eventually switching to DDR5 later. And honestly, even now, 3600 MHz DDR4 is still very good for gaming. You're not really going to struggle with modern games if you have this speed. 5600 MHz was one of the first popular DDR5 RAM speeds. When DDR5 first released, the jump in speed looked insane compared to DDR4. Going from 3200 MHz or 3600 MHz all the way to 5600 MHz sounded crazy at the time. But DDR5 wasn't just about higher numbers. It also improved bandwidth, efficiency, and memory capacity. The problem was that early DDR DDR5 systems were expensive. You needed new motherboards, newer CPUs, and the RAM itself cost a lot more than DDR4. Still, 5600 MHz quickly became one of the more common DDR5 speeds because it was relatively stable and easier to run compared to more extreme kits. Games loaded quickly, multitasking felt smooth, and modern CPUs benefited from the extra bandwidth. At first, though, many gamers expected DDR5 to completely destroy DDR4 in gaming performance, but that didn't really happen immediately. Early DDR5 improvements were noticeable but not mind-blowing, and visually, DDR5 RAM looked much more modern too. Companies started making cleaner and more futuristic designs with brighter RGB lighting and premium finishes. 5600 MHz became a great entry point into DDR5 for people wanting a modern gaming system without spending too much money on extreme RAM speeds. 6000 MHz DDR5 became the new sweet spot for modern gaming PCs. If 3200 MHz was the king of DDR4, then 6000 MHz became the king of DDR5. This speed offered excellent performance while still being stable and reasonably affordable for higher-end gaming builds. AMD Ryzen 7000 processors especially worked extremely well with 6000 MHz memory, which made this speed incredibly popular among PC enthusiasts. Modern games felt smooth, multitasking performance was excellent, and frame pacing improved in many CPU-heavy games. By this point, DDR5 also became much more mature. Early stability issues mostly disappeared. Motherboard BIOS updates improved, and RAM compatibility became better overall. A lot of gamers building powerful systems with GPUs like the RTX 4070 or RX 7900 started choosing 6000 MHz RAM because it gave great performance without entering the territory of crazy expensive enthusiast memory. And honestly, for most gamers today, this is probably one of the smartest DDR5 speeds to buy. You get high-end performance without paying huge amounts of money for tiny extra gains. 6400 MHz starts entering serious enthusiast territory. At this point, people are usually trying to squeeze every bit of performance possible from their gaming PCs. Compared to 6000 MHz, the gaming improvements are smaller, but competitive gamers and enthusiasts still enjoy the extra performance. This speed became especially popular among overclockers and people who enjoy tweaking their systems. Modern motherboards also became much better at handling high-speed memory, which helped speeds like 6400 MHz become more stable. One important thing beginners should know is that not every CPU handles extremely fast RAM equally well. Some processors can run high speeds perfectly, while others struggle with stability. Boot times are fast, multitasking feels responsive, and high-end gaming performance is excellent. For most people, though, this is already entering the point of diminishing returns. You're paying more money for smaller improvements. 7200 MHz RAM is honestly just insane. This is the type of RAM speed you see in extremely high-end gaming PCs with flagship CPUs, premium motherboards, and top-tier graphics cards. Compared to older DDR4 speeds like 2666 MHz, the difference sounds almost unreal. Now, yes, 7200 MHz RAM is incredibly fast. Bandwidth is massive. Multitasking performance is excellent, and benchmark numbers look amazing. But in actual gaming, the difference between 6000 MHz and 7200 MHz usually isn't huge. This is where beginners need to understand that bigger numbers don't always completely change the experience. A lot of people buy 7200 MHz RAM because they want one of the best and fastest systems possible, not necessarily because they absolutely need it. And honestly, there's also a cool factor to owning extremely high-end hardware. These RAM kits usually have premium designs too, with massive heat sinks, bright RGB lighting, and expensive finishes that make gaming PCs look futuristic. Thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, don't forget to watch some of my other videos.